We will be going around the country. We will desist from hiring halls, expensive halls in hotels, and so on. We will want to hold the various dialogues in schools. We'll hold it in churches, beer halls, under the tree and all that. So that is how we are going to bring the cost down, because the people of South Africa do not want us to be spending too much money on the conversations that we are going to have. Deputy President Paul Mashatile, who is here with us today, led this process in the interministerial committee that I gave him the responsibility to lead. And he, from a government point of view, led this process from the back, allowing the process to evolve independently without too much government interference.
This one specifically is not citizen-led. It's led by government. You can see that it's government that's basically running this First National Convention. It is not run by civil society groupings as envisaged before.
Now that you touch on that, the president at the start of his address made it a point to actually indicate that he has called for the convention as precedent under Section 83 of the Constitution, which some could read as him subtly addressing the whole debate about limiting the role of government. So here, he was essentially stating that it is, or at least the Constitution empowers him to actually put together such a convention or to allow for such a convention to take place. So wouldn't you say that the role of government could never have been limited in this respect if it's only under Section 83 that such a convention could have been staged?
To the extent that government got involved, if you like, it was light touch. Kancane nje, lapho nalapho.
In hosting the national dialogue, it's important that government plays a supportive role, but not a leading role as it is happening now. It is true that Section 83 does empower him to do that. However, as the national dialogue needs to be citizen-led and not be led by government. In the principles that we agreed with government was that this is going to be citizen-led and that government will play much more a supporting role rather than a leading role. In this instance, government is leading this process, is not playing a supportive role.
And to the extent that, yes, we will be involved, it will just be to give it that little bit of support, logistical support, financial support.
All we are saying is that government can play a leading role, because part of the problem that we have in this point in time is that government and political parties we are in a crisis because of both of those two sort of stakeholders. And therefore, from our point of view, they can't be the ones who are leading this process. All they need to do is to become part of this process as any other sectors. It is true that no South African should be left out of this process, and therefore South Africans in general must define the South Africa they want.
It was never led by the government. It was just mbijana, lapho nalapho kuphela. That's how it worked, because we held the belief that this must be citizen-led. And today we are pleased that we are going to elect or choose a steering committee, which will be a citizen-composed steering committee.
The way forward from our point of view is that the national dialogue needs to continue, and that citizens must be able to claim this dialogue so that it's not politically, it's not led by politicians or by government, that is led by citizens, so that it becomes a meaningful sort of national dialogue. But without that, it's not going to yield the results that we think should yield in defining the 30 years of South Africa we want going forward. And therefore, the only way forward is for citizens to basically come in, take over, and be able to lead the national dialogue.
And let me talk about the finances, because there was this concern that this dialogue is going to cost 740 million rand. As soon as I saw the number, I said, I shall not allow the taxpayers' money that amounts to 740 million rand to be utilized. We can have this dialogue much cheaper, much lower costs must be the order of the day. That is what we did. And you know what? We were very fortunate. The University of South Africa, the Vice Chancellor, the good professor, immediately said, you know what, to cut off all those costs, we'll give you this beautiful venue for free. And now we got it for free. Now, that is exactly what we are going to seek to do